Eddie Howe admits he doesn't know what the future holds for Newcastle captain Bruno Guimaraes. The Brazil midfielder has told Newcastle he wants to join Arsenal, but the reigning Premier League champions have yet to make direct contact with the club. Bruno, who became the first Newcastle captain to lift major domestic silverware in 70 years, is due back in training on Friday following an extended break after the World Cup. And speaking publicly for the first time since Arsenal's interest emerged, Howe says he's been maintaining regular contact with the Brazilian before, during and after the World Cup.
Yeah, I've spoken to him as I would do Bruno normally. He's just a fantastic person. I've had some really good conversations, both sort of before the World Cup, during the World Cup and after the World Cup. So what we speak about obviously has to remain private, but just a great player, a great person. And what was the second part that you asked there?
Are you confident you'll be able to hold on to him? I don't think I said that, but I'm just adding that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Maybe I
gave me a chance
the second
there.
question. Look, I don't know what's going to happen with Bruno's future. That's for other people to, one, speculate about, but also conversations that I'm not part of.
Thanks, Eddie.
Do you? It does have echoes of the Alexander Isak saga a little bit, in terms that there's a lot of noise around it. It's gone on a long time. Does that concern you, that you're going to get a similar outcome?
I don't think it's fair to compare situations and what happened previously. I think you've got to look at it in its own right. Bruno, captain of our football club, he's been an unbelievable player and person all through the time that we've worked together. I speak on behalf of everyone at the football club. We absolutely love him. And of course everyone will want him to stay. And
is he due back in pre-season training next week? Will you expect him to go to La Manga next weekend? Yeah, I think the plan off the top of my head, I think it's the 31st. I think he's due back. So he gets an extended break because he went further in the competition, and he's enjoying a holiday at the moment with his family. Okay, thank you.
Has he indicated to you that he will come back and that'll be okay? Because obviously no, Alexander didn't come back.
No, Alexander did come back. And there's nothing to say that Bruno won't be back training with us.
So uncertainty over Bruno then, and Howe has already lost two of his best players, hasn't he, with Sandro Tonali joining Tottenham and Anthony Gordon moving to Barcelona. Howe says it's been another painful summer.
We don't want to lose our best players. That's, I think, an obvious statement to make. So losing those big two is painful for us and difficult. So for me, it's been another challenging summer so far. But we're always trying to do our best for the football club, short and long term, and try and get the squad in its best shape.
It definitely looks like a change in the model this summer in terms of the profile of the players you're bringing in.
Yeah, I'm very supportive of what the club want to do. There's been a shift in terms of the profile and the age. I think that's quite obvious. I've always believed in young players and tried to develop young players, so that fits in line with my philosophy anyway.
Harry Kane will begin contract talks with Bayern Munich when he returns from his summer holiday. Kane's deal expires at the end of the season, but is happy in Germany though. The England captain is believed to be pretty relaxed about the situation, but with Barcelona interested, Bayern Munich are keen to start negotiations. Major transfer news. Premier League champions Arsenal are exploring a sensational deal to sign Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid. The Brazil superstar has just 1 year left on his contract and hasn't been able to agree a new deal with Real. And that means they may be forced to sell him rather than risk losing him on a free transfer next summer. Arsenal have yet to make direct contact with Real over what would arguably be the biggest transfer in Premier League history. Vinny Jr., who finished runner-up to Rodri for the 2024 Ballon d'Or, has spent the last 8 years at the Bernabeu. His time in Spain has been laden with trophies, including 3 Spanish League titles and 2 Champions League titles. But it's also been blighted by numerous incidents of racist abuse. He's one of several big names Arsenal are looking into. Other candidates include Julian Alvarez, Yan Diomande and Bradley Barcola.
So he's currently on 15 million euros a year net, so that's after tax. They've offered him 20 million, he wants 30 million. So it's about just over 550,000 euros a week net. There's no budging on the contract from Real Madrid. There's no budging from Vinicius. And they're making noises, Real Madrid now, looking at a potential replacement in Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig. So it's kind of like they've got a year to go on Vinicius' contract. This has been ongoing now for probably 18 months where his contract hasn't been signed. The club are refusing to budge, the players are refusing to budge. But when you put those figures in the melting pot, it's hard to imagine, even Arsenal and even anybody in the Premier League, matching those sums of money, and we're talking net, not gross. That's all after tax. So he wants £500,000 a week after tax. It's hard to imagine anyone else can pay that. If Real Madrid can't, then I struggle to think anyone else can. And I do wonder whether it's Real Madrid a little bit of posturing as if to say, right, we're not budging. Other clubs who are interested, take your pick. Or you've got to sign the contract now and we'll keep you for another 3 or 4 years. He's 26 years of age. I don't think they're desperate to get rid of him. I know some people are making a case that maybe it's Jose Mourinho who's trying to push him out the door because they had that controversial game against Benfica last season, where Vinicius was heavily involved in all that went on, and Jose Mourinho wasn't complimentary to him after the game. I don't think it's a case of that. I just think it's Real Madrid standing their ground, their centre, Vinicius Junior. You either stay at Real Madrid, sign a contract, or you can leave. Any of the top teams in the Premier League that are challenging for the title, that are challenging for the Champions League, would be a good fit for him. I mean, there are attributes he has, as weaknesses that he has. I don't anticipate him doing much closing down, winning the ball back, chasing fullbacks down the touchline. But you have to adjust that. Now, whether Arteta is willing to do that, some managers will, some managers won't. But that's what you get from Vinicius. So, I mean, it's been an issue with him and Mbappe for the last 2 seasons playing together. It hasn't been a success. They haven't won a trophy. Prior to that, Vinicius was in good form. He was winning Champions Leagues, winning La Liga. So maybe Real Madrid do feel that there is a need to change, or is it just a warning to say, if you don't sign the contract, we maybe have got another player lined up to take your place. It's your choice. But that's what you get with Vinicius. On the ball, is spectacular. But it can be problematic if he's not doing the hard work, the closing down. And we know that a lot of the top teams, top managers, particularly in the Premier League now, they like to close down from the front. And if he's not doing that, there might be a problem.
Well, look, Arsenal fans will be excited by the prospect of signing one of the best players in the world, won't they? Vinicius' stats certainly suggest that. In his last 5 La Liga seasons, he ranks 4th for goals, top for most assists and goal involvements. He's also created the 2nd most chances. Vinicius Junior is also the leading dribbler in La Liga and the most fouled player. A former Arsenal youth striker, Jay Bothroyd, was with us earlier and couldn't hide his excitement at the news of Arsenal's interest.
I love the sound of that. That sounds good. They're the kind of moves that I need to be seeing.
That's what you wanted to hear.
That's a big move, yeah, because that's a statement move. That's a statement signing. You know, fans will get excited about that. Players will get excited about that. And he's a fantastic player. He's a young player. He's electric. We've seen what he can do with Real Madrid. Playing in the Champions League, has got that kind of experience as well. He's a winner. So I think that would be a great signing. To be honest, though, even him, you know, being one of the best wingers in the world, he's going to have to get used to the Premier League because it's a lot more physical than La Liga. But there's no doubt about it, he's one of the world's best. Everyone's making way for him. Yeah. If he comes to the Arsenal, you know, Martinelli's there, Eze's there, but Eze is more of a number 10 for me. He can play in that wide area, but Vinny Junior comes. I mean, he's going in everyone's team straight away. There's no question about that, and that would bring balance
as well.
It would help. It would help Gyökeres massively as well because he's going to be getting to the line. He's going to be putting balls in the box. That's the kind of statement signing I think all Arsenal fans want to see. Because Arsenal fans, you know, I still live in North London. You know. Everyone is frustrated with the business that Arsenal have done so far. So something like that would get everyone really excited. Everyone will be down to the Emirates buying Vinny shirts, I'm sure.
Well, Real Madrid may have already lined up a replacement for Vinny Junior. They've bid £85.4 million for Jan Diomande, but that bid has been rejected by RB Leipzig. That's according to Sky Germany. Liverpool are also keen on Diomande. They're willing to pay an initial fee of £76.9 million plus £8.5 million in add-ons. Sky Germany are reporting that that's the exact deal that Leipzig have turned down from Real. Diomande's preference is to join Paris Saint-Germain. He's already agreed a contract until 2031, but Leipzig will only sell for an exceptional fee. But Tottenham and now Inter Milan are interested in signing their captain, Christian Romero. Inter want to sign a central defender this summer, and the Argentina defender is one of their targets, along with John Stones. Spurs would consider selling Romero if the right offer came along, having already signed Jan Paul van Hecke and Marcus Senesi this summer. Romero still has 3 years left on his current deal.
It's a well-known fact that he is looking around, and there's talk that he does want to leave. I think then they probably could have got more. I think the fact that he does want to leave puts Tottenham in a position where they're basically saying, listen, your price would normally be around the 70, but if we can take 50 or 60 for you, then we're willing to accept it. But I think £50 million, I think that's the bare minimum, because when Romero is playing, I think you can. I think he's a very good defender. I think he's a very good defender. What lets him down is his discipline. He is one of those, South American players, and I played against them as well. That they're very aggressive. They want to win every single ball. They want to win every challenge, and you can't always do that. So, but when you see him play for Argentina, he seems like a different player from when he plays for Tottenham. He takes more risks. He's more, I don't want to say a calamity, but he's more. You can't trust him to not get that yellow card or that second yellow card.
It's the last thing you want in a captain, though, isn't it? Exactly, and that's why I feel like now Tottenham are going to say, we're happy to see you go. It's good for us, it's good for you, but it needs to be a right price, which would be, I reckon, around the 50 or 60.
Well, Spurs goalkeeper Vicario could also be on his way to Serie A. That's Sky Italy reporting. Juventus have revived their interest in Vicario as an alternative to their top target, Emi Martinez. The keeper hasn't travelled with Spurs on their tour of New Zealand and Australia. The club say he's picked up a minor injury in training. More doubts too over the future of Lucas Bergvall, who's asked to leave Tottenham. And Roberto De Zerbi has said that any player who's not happy at Spurs should go. Bergvall is facing huge competition for a place in the team after Spurs spent a combined £185 million on Sandro Tonali and Matheus Fernandes. Spurs have already rejected a £38 million offer from Nottingham Forest for the Sweden midfielder, who's also a target for Brighton. De Zerbi said this, though: I was very clear at the start of my time in Tottenham. I said, who doesn't want to stay in Tottenham? Who is not happy and is not proud to stay here has to leave. I've not spoken with Lucas yet. I will in the next few days, and we will make the best decision for the club, for Lucas, for me, for every one of us, without problems. Lucas is a big, big talent. There will be a big competition to play because at the end, I think we will be two players for each position. If he wants to stay, I will be happy. Otherwise, we have to find a new solution, says De Zerbi. De Zerbi also revealed that Spurs aren't done yet in the transfer market, despite spending more than £200 million and breaking their transfer record twice. The focus now is on improving the forward line. This is what he said. First of all, our transfer market is not finished yet. We need to bring in maybe a couple more, maybe more. We're working with a clear idea. We brought players with great experience. We need to increase experience and build our mentality. The target now is